What is up with your face? Seriously, mate, turn that frown upside down. I know I said we'd go skiing. I'll take you on a skiing trip this winter in Sweden to make up for me leaving you in Paraguay while I went for treatment on my throat. That was the promise. But what I didn't know is that we would end up on the run. You'd spend all your time in Paraguay smoking ayahuasca. Now, it was bad enough when we were there and you had sex with the goat. I didn't know you'd then go and have sex with the goat farmer's daughter and marry her whilst you were high. She looks like a goat with that chinny beard. And the dude has sold his farm and everything he owns. He can't even put food on the table now to buy her a ticket to come to Sweden so she can find you and save her marriage. Jesus, man, you are crazy. So yeah, I'm doing you a solid here as a friend. We're hiding away. No one knows we're here. We've got no internet, nothing. We can just chill and hopefully she'll go away. She can't survive here too much longer, surely. And she definitely won't find us. But you know what, mate? It's all good. We've got loads of wine, beer, tons of food, weed. I've even brought us a box set of Rick and Morty, season 1 to 5. Can't beat Rick and Morty. So yeah, I'm buzzing. Don't worry about it. We're going to sit here. I can plan for the next season. I want to regain the title, which would be pretty cool. We're in the Cup, which you know a bit more about. We're in the Champions League. Don't know how long we'll stay in that. But you know what? It's going to be a good season. You can really concentrate this winter on where you're going to put your cones in training. So just relax. I'm a friend. We may not be skiing down the slopes, but at least a scary bearded goat lady can't find us. And then at the end of the season we'll see how it goes. Maybe, you know, we'll go on the run somewhere, anywhere in the world. She can't keep chasing us. She ain't got the money. This is what friends are for. I'm a bloody good friend. Moaning at me because I'm not paying for you to go skiing. Seriously, but we've got a bigger issue here actually. Who the hell's that cat? I didn't bring a cat, did you? Hello and welcome to season 2 here in Gothenburg with IFK. Second season in Sweden, champions of Sweden. Now, we're going to be starting here on the 28th of May, mainly because I save it at points to jump in at. I think I got a bit giddy. And not only did I did save it, but then I overwrit that save. So yeah, as you can see, I'm well into the season. And we're top of the league. So before I show you anything else, let's just have a quick look at the league. Get that out of the way. As you can see, we are top of it, 4 points clear of the next team. Malmo are in third. And I mean, they had a crap season last year. I don't even think they made a European competition. But everybody loves Malmo. They were favourites last year. And they were the favourites this year, which is a bit annoying. We're the champions, we're in the Champions League, or the qualifiers of the Champions League. And I think I made some good business. I've definitely made the squad better, fleshed it out, improved areas I really wanted to improve. And yeah, the computer still doesn't fancy us, so I want to prove them wrong. I did quite a lot of business, but obviously once you've had a year in a country, you can do a bit of scouting, you get a bit of knowledge. It's a lot easier. Now we had some bids in for players who were pretty well established, decent players, got a good amount of money, and I've spent that money wisely. I've you know, you build it, don't you? Sometimes, you know, I don't just sell everyone and then hope I can find players. I'll have a list that I can look at and I'll know, but I won't go for certain players until I've sold a player, and it's like a building block in it, a stepping stone. Finances are on a good footing as well. Obviously we're not mega rich, but this is Sweden. But like I said, I think I've done okay with that money. Just I've not gone above my means. I've not really pushed the club out, adding on extra debt in stupid transfers. And pre-season went great. We had a little competition, a Super 12s Cup. We won that. Played a few decent teams. Only lost one game, but it was about getting that fitness and just bedding in the new boys. As you saw, I brought in a lot of players, more loans, signed a couple. We've got a lot of ability, a lot of potential ability in this squad. Now I think we were good going forward. We're great in the middle of the park, decent fullbacks, great goalkeeper. I think we were just a bit shaky maybe in defence, especially at centre half. So I've made some additions. I've brought in some players that are going to push established players, and then a lot of these freebies are just kids with a bit of potential. Let's go through the main 11 quickly. I don't want to show you everyone, it takes forever. So again, second year on loan, we've got John Higgins, fantastic goalkeeper. At left back, I'm sticking with Jose, even though he has got someone to push him this year, but I still think Jose will be the main man. He's the lad I brought with me from Olympia. At right back though, we had a decent right back, but I've signed Jan Cernak, 22-year-old Czech. Now one thing you do have to be careful with though in Sweden is in your match day squad, you have to have 9 players who were trained in Sweden, not home trained at the club, just trained in the country. So you've always got to keep that in mind. At centre half, we did have one good player who I really like, and he is still a good player, 26-year-old, and played a ton of games for the club. Now I've signed another centre half with a bit of potential, but I think Saka is the main guy brought in. 23 years old, he is Swedish, good little centre half, and definitely better than anything we had ish. Now I've signed a young American, Payne, his second name is, he's a good player. But my 2 central midfielders are absolutely fantastic. And yeah, Musa Gibber, bought him last year, beast. My favourite player though is this lad, Costa Pilic. How good is he, especially for Sweden? Fantastic. He's actually wanted, and we had bids in for him. Brought him in last year. Dortmund won him, and Dortmund had done me tons of favours. We even loaned another player off Dortmund, signed a player off Dortmund as well. Plus we've already got 2 from Dortmund originally here on loan into him. So it shows you the kind of potential this little Serbian's got. And you know, his future is elsewhere, but for this season, he's staying here. On the left, we've still got Robin, the lad on loan, second season, just like Higgins. From Dortmund, had a great season last year, hopefully can do it again. I've got good options on the right, even Toff can cover or play on the right spot. It says he's a right winger, but I think he's a better striker. Brought in Rick Cornelissen, Dutch, 24 years old, from like the PSV B team. On the right, another loan from Dortmund, Erik Bergstrom. Yeah, good little player, worth quite a bit of money for us. So yeah, I know Dortmund want my man, and I mean, if I'm still the manager and they put in a great bid, I'd probably sell that little midfielder to Dortmund just because of all the favours they've done me on this. I mean, I'm not going out there just looking at Dortmund. It just happens to be there's a lot of Dortmund players willing to come here and they're willing to do business with me. And the striker, we're sticking with Thomas because, yeah, I bought him last year. He was fantastic. Scores nearly a goal a game from an AMC role. So, and he's at it again this year. And up top, we've got Toff. Now, I did say I'll show you my main team, but I think I'll show you a few honourable mentions. One is the little American who brought in as like a third midfielder from DC United. I like him. The other one, I mean, I could show you loads, it takes forever, is just another player we got on loan from Copenhagen, just to help out up top. He's decent, he's got decent ability as a striker, scored a goal or 2 already. So yeah, the squad looks, I know I can't show all of it, but trust me, it's way more balanced, way more depth. And we should really have a good chance of retaining the title. Now, we always like to improve the team and the club and the infrastructure and everything. They've not let me do that. We ain't got tons of money. I mean, it's decent. Great training facilities, great youth facilities, but I would have liked to. They're not letting me. Staff too, I'd like to expand it, improve it. They're not letting me. I think the only thing I could do was add a scout. That's it. So of course we're in Swedish Cup now. I didn't understand fully how it worked. Maybe because when I turned the league on, we missed this bit, or I didn't see this bit. I definitely didn't see this bit. But like you know, last year I played one game, a second round game. I'm guessing the smaller teams play a first round game. And then that was it. The season ended, we had the winter break. But then when you come back, you get put into a group. So it kind of carries over in a weird way. I don't know why, but it does. So the group starts in February, played 3 games, won 3 games. I should have scored more. So it's a bit nervy when you're only 1-0 up, even if you dominate the game. But it was enough going into the semis against apparently the best team in Sweden, who we beat 1-0 again. So again, a little bit nervy, especially away from home. We were the better team. 0-0 for ages. We got the goal in the end. That's all that matters. Into a final, which we won 4-2 in an absolute thriller. Would have made an amazing live combo. Obviously, it's too early in the season, and I have to play a full season to film an episode. So if I'd done this as a live com, I'd then have had to sit in here all day playing and then record, and I ain't got the time for that. I have little small windows of opportunity to either play the game and film. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't share it, but that's the league and a cup. It's getting easy, man. This is setting us up for you to escape the crazy bearded goat lady. Quick look at the results in the league, and as you can see, loads of clean sheets. We had a rough 2 games for us where we drew and conceded a couple against a very good team. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, really, really good. And it looks really easy, but it is still fun. I've really enjoyed it. And I'll say this time and time again. Sometimes people, like myself, didn't break free from the Premier League and the England leagues or the big leagues. Go out there, have fun. try some of these leagues. Of course, we've won the cup, we're top of the league, there's still a long way to go with that, and we are only 4 points clear. There is another team in the league who are undefeated. Malmo have only lost one. Now ignore the Euro Cup too, that's still carrying over from last season. That's the weird thing with these kind of leagues where it crosses over differently from different European countries. We are in the Champions League. So obviously we had a look at Malmo in the last one, but this is a good team this year, undefeated. Hammarby football. I love that. I love it when words look like they're English but they're not. But yeah, they've got a good stadium. I've now jumped forward to near the end of August, and as you can see, I kind of did it on purpose. I was dissing Malmo, wasn't I? But at this point, they have come away. But they've only come away for one reason. Now, they're 4 points clear of us, but if you look at the games played, there's a reason behind that. They're not in Europe. We had European football, so obviously we've what's that, 5 games? It's a lot of points. If we win them games, we fly back to the top. So I wasn't too worried about that at this point. So if you look at the games played, you'll see, I haven't played too many more really. We've dropped more points against Malmo. I think we beat them earlier, I'm sure. Beat them 1-0 early on in the season. So I know we're not top, but I felt confident we could catch that up because we're still undefeated. Let's look at the Champions League, and first up, we had to play Sarajevo. We beat them 4-0 on aggregate. Then it was on to the second path, qualifying second round, whatever it is, where we played Shamrock Rovers, a famous club from Ireland, beating them 5-2 on aggregate. Then it was on to the third path, third qualifying round of, when you see that on the thing, it's like that long, isn't it? Too many words. We came up against a good side, and I thought this would probably see us out, but it didn't. We won 3-1. Then it was on to the final qualifier. Jesus, that's like 8 games just to get a sniff at the group stages, and what a way to go through. Fantastic club then. But we did it. Wow, 3-2 in that game, 4-3 in aggregate. Brilliant. This is when you want to break a series down and have little live comms just to hopefully capture a moment like that. So it was pretty special. I felt like I'd won a cup. And we got put into this group: PSG, Inter and Celtic. There's a small chance we could finish third. Over to the squad at this moment in time, arranged by average rating, and we've got some good players. I didn't show you Darling before, but Kenneth's done really well for me and played a lot of football. He's unhappy because of competition for places. Why? You're playing, shut up. But he's a decent little player. If I have a quick look at him, there he is. Looks tidy, doesn't he? Obviously Thomas, beastly in this league. Gibber's still doing well, Pilic doing well. Obviously my old school centre half doing pretty well. His forms dropped a little bit. Olsen, I think he's my right back, even though I brought a new one in. Or was he the new one? I forget. But he's a good player. They're all good players. It's not the most challenging. It's not the hardest league for us in a way, because I've got some good players here. And I've got a good tactic. But I really, like anything, you start to really like them, don't you? And they start to, once you play on all the live comms, and not live comms, once you play in the game, you really do start to fall in love with some of these guys. And I've done that throughout the entire series. It's just a shame I can't bring some with me sometimes. Now, financially, ka-ching, Champions League is a game changer. This club, whatever happens, it's going to be in a good footing. 21 million in the bank. It's now October, and this is going to be the issue with this. If, like I said, we're on the run from your crazy goat farmer freaking wife with the beard. But I fancy at the end of this, especially if I win the league, which I haven't yet, putting it out there random as anything just to get away from her, give you guys a say in it. You might pick to stay, but the Champions League is going to carry over to next season. So at this point, I think this is pretty much close to being it at the moment for the Champions League. And at the minute, we're bottom of the group. Lost our first 3 games. You'll see that there. The close game with Celtic, and that was the thing. I think we had to beat Celtic twice to finish third and maybe get in the Europa League. In the league, though, we've caught up on our games, and we've still got a game in hand with 3 points clear. And we're going to be playing Hammarby, who we looked at earlier because they were doing really well. They've dropped off a little bit. Now, the reason it's stopped here is because I think there's only 2 games left at this point, as you can see. But obviously, if we win this game, we win the league with a game to spare, and I could beat Team that last game. Now, I've reversed the dates, and as you can see, which might make it quite interesting, we've actually lost 1 game, and weirdly, we've played this team towards the end of the season. So we lost that 3-2 away. So why are we playing all these? It's weird, this, isn't it? This is very strange. So I've just played them and beat them away. So if I beat them today at home, we'll win the league. But if we don't, and it goes into the last game of the season, I'll be playing a team at home though, but a team that's beat us. The only team that's beat us in the league. So it's a good little twist. Now, my mate Brian told me a little snippet of info I didn't know. And apparently, Gothenburg, our club, were one of the first teams in the very first Champions League, and one of the 8 stars on the trophy represents them. So they're like a founding member of the Champions League. Let's just have a quick look at the stats in the league. I'll start off with goals scored. As you can see, we're the best team going forward. This has been a fantastic season. Great little team put together. I've loved this tactic pretty much all the way through FM. It's evolved in the early days, and then I don't know what you're like. I find something I like, and I tend to stick with it for the rest of the game. I'm not really a tactics man, but yeah, I'm really happy with how many goals he scored. Defensively, we've been great, but so have Malmo. They've not had a bad season, to be fair. They were the favourites. I did expect a little bit more from them, but that's what this is all about. That's why it's a good league, this, because you do so well, and then one little slip up, and you lose that title. Welcome to Gothenburg, and this is the team. Now, I've had to make a couple of changes going into the end of the season. Got a couple of injuries, a couple of players absolutely dead on their ass. They could play Pilic in the middle, massive loss. Toth up front, massive loss. But this year, the squad's quite balanced. I've got a lot of depth, really, so hopefully we've still got enough to push us through. So here we go, kicking off. I do love that kit. Blue and white stripes. Might be doing something with a blue and white stripe team pretty soon, going back to the old rebuild series once Tame Valley's ended. I do fancy a rebuild, and I am sweating my tits off. How hot it's in England, in Manchester this weekend. I think it's the hottest ever. Honestly, it's like 32 degrees. We're not built for this. We don't have aircon in our houses. Do you know what I mean? We're not built for the mega winter when it snows and we're getting beat. Disallowed. Ooh. And we're definitely not built for the heat, especially when you're working all weekend as well, which I'm doing. Basically drive a bus, like driving around in a greenhouse. I have a fan in the bus, but I might as well I'll just have an old man sat next to me like this, blowing on my face, because it's useless. Absolute joke. Right, come on, get in. Best player I think we've got. He's just brilliant. Not a striker, but he scores goals. He just fits my tactic in that role behind the striker so perfectly. You can see he's not 100% either. I've took a gamble on a couple of lads. Noah Payne's a little American. He's a cracking little player. But when I've got Gibber and Pilic, yeah, Pilic, man, great player, massively missed, not even on the bench. But today my little boy was at Footy Tots. He got player of the week and a little trophy. I might try and remember to flash up the picture for you, beaming in his little Zebra United kit. Then he went for his haircut after that because it was a mess. He's got a really cool haircut now, and everything's great. And then we've had an email from his school today, well, about an hour ago, saying a kid in reception and nursery, they all play together in the same playground, has got COVID. Your son has to isolate for 10 days. We don't, he does. So he's missed his last week at school. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. I just have time. I'm not sick of the game though. I'm back into FME with a passion. But we're winning 1-0. They haven't done a thing. But yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm double vaccinated. My wife's double vaccinated. I mean, we're going to have to learn to live with it. Like the flu, we're going to have to. I think a lot of these people who are maybe getting it, if they're vaccinated, they won't get it that bad. If you're not vaccinated, it's your fault. Really, because you could have been by now. I just want to crack on now and just deal with it. We're built to deal with it now, so I've just had enough of my boy missing out mainly. He missed loads of school this year. It is so hot. I've just, by the way, came home from work today. I thought it was going to be game on that. Came home from work today and put together my 10-foot pool. It's a massive paddling pool, but huge, big inflated ring around it. Takes 5,000 litres of water to fill it. I've had it out before, put it away for a few weeks recently. When I get back from work tomorrow, if it's still 32 degrees, I'm getting naked and jumping in it. Let all the neighbours see my ghoulies, I don't care, get a couple of beers. Right, so we've got 20 minutes to go. It's only 1-0, anything can happen. Do you know what, let's do that, let's rest the man. Because if I do end up going somewhere else, I might purchase him, definitely pillage. I've got things to think about here. I can't just do it. I'm sweating, I can't be bothered. I've had to film this in 2 bits. One in the morning, worked, done a load of shit, put my son to bed. And then I finished off the film in the live com because I just ran out of time. I was kind of expecting more of a game because of the game they give us. And a little bit of me was hoping you would never see this, because then we'll be going into the last game of the season, needed to win against the only team that's beaten us in the league. And they might beat me again, because I'm going to give guys a game, give some of the youth a chance. So we might end up losing 2 games against the same team, and they're not even that good. And apologies if you hear my phone go off. I know we had a bit of music to my videos, a bit of atmosphere. Don't know if you ever noticed that. Sometimes a bit of hip-hop, backbeats, sometimes a bit of dance. But yeah, schoolboy error, I always turn my phone off. I've not turned my phone off because I'm waiting to hear back from my mum, because I've had to text her about Fletcher having to isolate. Fuck off, COVID! Seriously. Is my nose all shiny yet? Right, come on, let's get a goal here. It's not been the best live com. Like I said, it would have been nice. You can't predict what's going to happen. Bang it. Fucking hell, how'd you miss that? And by the way, before it ends, when it does end, go and catch up on Tame Valley. You know you want it. Coming towards the end of that, you're not going to want to miss it. Especially the final episodes at the World Club Championships with the mighty Valley boys. But we'll see, eh? We'll see. I might see you there, I might not. But we finished. I didn't get a graphic last year for some weird reason. I'm not getting one this year either. There you go, we are champions. Now maybe you're thinking, oh, but you know, you play your last game, you'll get your trophy then. I should have got it then. Last year it was the last game in the season, remember, and I still didn't get it. And it's not a bug. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is. Don't know. Because I've not won a trophy with the Valley recently. I've lost some, and I've seen the other teams win the trophy. So I don't know what it is, but who cares? Top goal scorer in the league, isn't even striker. Best player in the league. And my right winger, most assists. Well, there we go. We drew it. I did give a lot of guys a game anyway, so it's no biggie. Now I know we're champions, and I know we've got 3 games left to play. In the Champions League, when we're not playing any other football, so we're going to be knackered. We're dead in our ass. We've done our season. I think that's pretty doomed. We've got more pressing matters to deal with here, mate. 1 minute. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to email you later. All right, mate. All right. Bye. Right, that was the club secretary. Your goat lady wife is at the training ground going berserk, screaming. She wants to see you. She needs to see you. She loves you. She wants to have your babies. Thank God you didn't have any babies. Mate, I'm making a decision here. Executive decision, right? Pack up your stuff because she's going to be here any minute. We need to go or you're doomed, my friend. So I'm going to, I've got some tickets for a plane. We're going to just jib over to Denmark. It's not too far. She won't know where we've gone. Get us a hotel. We'll lay low for a little while. I'm going to email the club on the way and just hand in my resignation. I know the Champions League and all that, but we're not going to get through. We're not. There's a slim chance, but then we're just going to end up going into next season. We need to get out of here. As a friend, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to get you out of this mess. So I think what I'll do is I'll put it out there to all the viewers who are watching on the vlog at home. And I want to challenge, mate. I want to challenge. This ain't challenging anymore. I really do. And I'm not thinking... No, not an Egypt challenge where we go to somewhere really crap. I want a continental challenge. I want to win something big. It's time to take my career onto the next level. So I'm going to put out a few options for people to vote on. Now, if you're watching at home, all you've got to do is, if you miss the vote on your suggested list, is go onto my channel page, look for the community tab, and you'll see it there. And you'll see the options there as well. But my aim now is to go to a club that can win me a Copa Libertadores, a Champions League or an Asian Champions League. I want to do something awesome. It's about time. We've been doing this job long enough, and it can get taken away from you, as I know, with my throat, and I don't want to pass up any more opportunities. And I also don't want a crazy goat lady chasing me around Sweden. So get your shit together. It's time to go, my friend. I'll see you next time.